Hey everybody, this is Rainbow Reviews. Today we're going to talk about Primal. I already did a video on Primal. It was for the Season 2 trailer, I believe. And I just wanted to go over what I thought about Season 1, a bit of a retrospective like I did with Infinity Train about a week ago. So yeah, I'm just going to jump right into it. So I really like the animation in Primal. I think it's very stylized to fit the gritty atmosphere of the show. This is one of its standout qualities to me. I mean, a show can be good but have bad animation. This is not one of those cases. This animation is very fluid. If you've seen Samurai Jack, another one of Genndy Tartakovsky's other works, it looks very similar, but you can tell there's real raw effort put into this animation, and I love that. It's surprisingly fluid. Like when you look at still images, you'd think it would be pretty choppy, but no. Like when the dinosaurs in this show roar, you can really feel the motion in it. And it's really fluid animation, and it's visually pleasing. I was surprised when I saw this when season 1 first came out how good it was. But yeah, the other great thing about Primal is the no dialogue quality of it. So, if you haven't seen Primal, first of all, why are you clicked on this video? But whatever. Primal has no dialogue. The two main characters, Spear and Fang, they can't talk to each other. They don't speak English, obviously, because it's realistic. And this show has no dialogue, and when there's no dialogue in a show, character chemistry has to work. It basically carries the show. And happy to report that in Primal, it really, really works. The character dynamics in this show are some of the best that I have ever seen from a limited series like this. Because it's one of the characters is just an animal, but that does give you a bit of less room to for conversation or for communicating with each other. And they do take some creative liberties in this show, which I'll get into in a minute. But they really represent those character relationships well. During the series, Spear and Fang build their relationship up, and that's always an important thing to do. A lot of shows fall into that pitfall where their characters don't progress. They don't learn to cooperate with each other. They just kind of tolerate each other. But I'm really surprised. You can tell between each episode in this series, there's a time jump, because the character relationships between Spear and Fang are getting stronger all the time. There's 5 episodes out in season 1. First episode is them meeting and deciding to team up at the end. The second episode sees them struggle with communicating, who's gonna hunt, who's gonna eat the food that they catch and stuff. Episode 3, they're pretty much working together, but they're not perfect with fighting yet. They're still trying to get on their feet. Episode 4 is when they really stand out, and I'll get into episode 4 later because it is really a pivotal episode in the series. My point is, the idea of a T-Rex and a caveman working together keeps your interest, and this show doesn't need to have dialogue because the characters can perfectly display their emotions through their relationships. And the character relationships in Terror Under the Blood Moon, which is the 4th episode, probably my favorite episode because it shows, spoiler alert kind of, but it shows Fang actually caring about Spear, and when Spear gets captured by this mutant bat dinosaur thing, he actually follows him, and that's really great to see that character growth. They really care about each other, and you can definitely see it in this episode. And what this episode shows, and what the whole series shows really too, is the species divide between these two. This is the brilliance of this show. It really gets across its character relationships by showing their species divide. In the 2nd episode when they're hunting that wild boar. Spear can use his spear, that's what he uses to hunt, and Fang just, chases it and chomps on it. And this species divide is what's causing the conflict in that episode. So, if you have two protagonists where they're two different species, having a species divide to be the plot of an episode is really smart because it gives you so much opportunity for character growth and development. So that was like the no dialogue part of it. The show not having any dialogue, it really, really works, and it forces the show to be visual rather than auditory, and that's really hard to pull off, but Tartakovsky pulls it off well. Thirdly, the emotional beats. Now, you wouldn't think a show like this would have a lot of emotion behind it, like maybe a little bit, but it's dark and gritty. They're more worried about like the story. But no, the emotional beats of Primal are surprisingly strong for this kind of limited series. I mean, the two characters, Spear and Fang, are working together because of similar tragedies that occur in the first episode. They both lose their entire families, and you believe that they can work together and come together as two different species over that species divide because they went through similar experiences of losing their family. I mean, you think about it. Like they've only got each other in their world. So you really believe that they can come together. And I mean, gosh, that part in the first episode where Spear loses his family and he's up on the cliff and he almost commits suicide, really. It's a tough topic, but I mean, you know, that scene, it displays that emotion super well and it keeps you on the edge of your seat. The emotional beats in Primal are very strong, some of the strongest I've seen in recent animation. Now on to my final little mini part of this discussion. I have a theory going. It's probably not that prevalent or doesn't mean a lot for the story, but you can see it in Terror Under the Blood Moon, which is episode 4. The theory is that Fang is learning and becoming like an increasingly intelligent dinosaur. And what I mean by that is in episode 4, there's a moment where Fang is trying to get Spear back, but he's like on the top of this cliff and Fang can't scale the cliff. And you think, well, he's just a dinosaur with like a really small brain. He can't ration out how to get to him, really. And this might just be creative liberties and I might be reading too much into it, but I think it's an interesting theory that because Spear is more intelligent and it's sort of rubbing off on Fang, and that's what we're seeing over the course of the series. Fang is getting smarter by hanging out with this caveman, because a great part of Spear and Fang's relationship is, you know, it's the brains and the brawn, the classic system. The brains is Spear and Fang is the brawn, but they're rubbing off on each other. Like, it looks like that Fang is actually getting more intelligent because he or she's been hanging out with Spear for so long. So I think that when we get to the end of like the last episode in the series or the end of the series, we're really going to see how intelligent Fang has become, and he or she might pass it on to like the next generation of dinosaurs. And that's what a main theme in Primal is. Like, you know, the species divide, coming together, rubbing off like that intelligence. And I think it's a really neat aspect of the series, and nothing might come of it. It might just be creative liberties on the crew's part, but I think it's a really interesting take, and you might want to consider it, you know? So this was like a pretty quick video, you know, doing this all in one take. I just wanted to talk about this show some more. It is really good, and I'm really excited it's coming back on October 4th, I believe. It's a couple weeks from now. It's about 2 weeks from now. So yeah, I'm definitely going to watch it when it comes out. And comment below if you've seen Season 1 of Primal, or if you disagree with anything I said in this video. And let me know if you want me to review, do these like series retrospectives like I've been doing. And what shows you want me to do that for, because, you know, the last Primal video I did, it did pretty well. It got a pretty good amount of views for my channel. So, I don't know, I guess you guys like this show just as much as I do. So, yeah, comment below what you want me to do next, and thanks for watching.